Right now, one of the law enforcement agents who fired his gun in the Quadron Wilson incident has been charged. What the agent told investigators and what court records focus on. Plus, reaction from Wilson's family and what they know and say they want to be done. And later, they should only be used as a last resort in handling student behavior. But the number of restraint and seclusion cases in schools tells a different story, what some people are now doing to change that. This is News 3 Now at 6.
I'm glad that justice is finally starting to prevail, but it's just starting.
That is Quadron Wilson's father this afternoon after he found out an agent with the Wisconsin Department of Justice was charged in the shooting that injured his son. Mark Wagner is now facing one count of second-degree recklessly endangering safety by use of a dangerous weapon. Wagner made his initial appearance in Dane County Court this morning. He's free on a signature bond and is due back in court in about a month. Wilson's family says police shot him 5 times as police tried to arrest him on Madison's east side February 3rd. Today's charging documents filed against Agent Wagner are lengthy, including an interview from Wagner himself. We'll break down what investigators believe happened in just a few minutes, but what we can tell you is Wagner said he thought Wilson was shooting at him. The family at the center of all of this has mixed emotions about today's news. Quadron Wilson's father has some strong thoughts about what we learned and what we haven't. Our Catherine Merck spoke with them today, and she has more on what they want moving forward.
This shouldn't have never happened, period.
Quadron Wilson's family and supporters consider Agent Mark Wagner's felony charge as a step toward justice, but not far enough.
Even though this is some semblance of a victory, it's not a complete victory as a whole.
Wilson's shooting drew protests, marches, and rallies, but those largely fizzled out as the investigation dragged on over months.
It's just starting, and there's a lot to know and a lot to learn. Like I say, so this never happened to any individual anymore.
They say what's happened to their son and their whole family put everything on pause.
He's been put on hold since everything happened. Since he got shot in the hospital, in jail, in prison, and that's just the way it's been. The same thing I said since the beginning of everything that happened.
Wilson has been recovering in custody and will stay there for a while. He's sentenced to 3 years in prison for unrelated drug charges. Meanwhile, his family says they're left sitting with their own pain, too.
So everybody's on paid leave for all this time, and we suffered all this time.
Still suffering.
We're still suffering.
That was Catherine Merck reporting. Court records filed today reveal much more than we knew before about what happened in the critical moments of the shooting. Naomi Coles joins us next. Naomi, is the DOJ saying anything about why one of the agents is charged?
Susan, the DOJ had very little to say about the charges themselves. They wrote they didn't want to impact the case outcome. However, a spokesperson did tell me they believe this is the first time a DOJ agent has been criminally charged for use of force. Police advocates and Wagner's own attorney have not commented to me today, but Wilson's lawyer believes this will go all the way to trial.
That's what this was, chaos. Who caused the chaos? The police department.
Steve Eisenberg represented Quadron Wilson in the drug case that came out of this incident. And today he says Mark Wagner being charged, it's only partial justice.
It's not just the shooting. It's the whole plan of attack. It's the whole crazy idea that someone thought we need to assemble 21 people.
The court record we have focuses on 2 things: DCI's use of force policy and interviews with 4 special agents on the scene, including Wagner and a witness. It all boils down to what happened in just a second or 2 of time after 2 squads trapped Wilson's car. Nathan Pesky followed behind Wagner, who was carrying a ballistic shield. Pesky saw what he thought was a fist, part of a gun, and then a hole shattered in the driver's window. Nearly simultaneously, Wagner says he started shooting because he thought he was being shot at. Wagner believes he fired 1 shot. His gun showed he fired 2. Wagner fell backward. Pesky thought he had been shot, and Pesky then fired as well. Of note here, Pesky is not charged, and Wilson didn't have a gun.
What's the most realistic outcome of this?
And this is just a guess, because I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know what the hundreds of pages of police reports might say. My guess is it goes to a trial, because I think the DA's office looks weak if they charge this and then plead it out with some type of diversion, or they give them a misdemeanor DC. I don't know how they do that.
Of note in all of this, Eisenberg said today that Wilson was set to see his parole officer the day after this all went down. So the big question remains, what triggered this massive, dangerous operation at a busy intersection on a workday morning? Hear more from Eisenberg Sunday morning at 10:30.
We will see you then, Naomi. Thank you. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Happy fall, Gary.
Happy fall to you too, Susan. Temperatures are pretty comfortable right now. Skies are generally clear. The clouds have really started to dissipate across southern Wisconsin, but that'll allow temperatures to drop off pretty quickly, and a frost advisory is in effect from 1 a.m. until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning for Juneau and Adams counties north of Wisconsin Dells. Dew point temperatures are very low, upper 30s to lower 40s, and a lot of times that's about how low temperatures will get when the air is quiet like it is now with not much wind. Current temperatures, 62 in Madison, already in the 50s east of Dane County, still in the 60s for the most part out to the west of Dane County, but across Dane County, 61 in Deerfield, 64 in Sauk City, and 63 in Mount Horeb. As we check out our Metro Futurecast for this evening, look for mostly clear skies. Temperatures will actually drop off to about 50 degrees, so we'll be looking at mainly clear skies this evening, but more rain is on the way later in the day tomorrow. I'll have more on that in the forecast.
All right, Gary, thank you. Coming up, Coats for Kids is still looking for winter coats. We'll take a look at the total collected so far. Plus, a military veteran looks to raise money for other veterans with his bike. We'll tell you why the trip will also be a personal one when we come back.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
The more you buy, the more you save during Steinhaffel's Buy More, Save More sale. Start with store-wide savings of 35% or more, and then take an extra $100 off $19.99, $200 off $29.99, or $300 off your purchase of $39.99 or more. Mattresses, sofas, dining, bedrooms, and more. The more you buy, the more you're gonna save. So shop today in-store or online. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
Sometimes life can get pretty busy in an active household. So that's why Menards makes things just a little bit easier for you. Start a door design and choose a style that's right for you and everything else you look for in a quality door. Mastercraft offers fast, free delivery on personalized doors to any Menards store. Use our door designer on Menards.com to get your door your way. Mastercraft doors, 11% off at Menards.
There's no other place where my story is possible. My mom was a teacher. My dad worked third shift. It was our ticket to the middle class. That's the promise of America I'll fight to protect. While others send our jobs overseas, I'll bring manufacturing back, invest in our own workers, and stock our shelves with American products. And with a middle class tax cut, you'll be able to keep more of what you earn. I know the promise of America, and no one will fight harder to protect it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back, everyone. There's still time to donate those kids' winter coats in your closet for a good cause. So far, the Coats for Kids campaign has collected 1,854 coats. If you'd like to donate, all you need to do is drop off kids' winter coats at any area Clinky Cleaners through October 8th. If you don't have a coat to donate, don't worry. You can still buy one off the Community Action Coalition's Amazon wish list. Just go to channel3000.com/coats for kids for a link to that list. A U.S. military veteran is preparing to start a month-long journey to honor his military brothers who died in combat 15 years ago. This Sunday, retired Army Colonel Christopher Calenda will start his ride in Nebraska. Calenda will bike roughly 75 miles a day for 28 straight days to Arlington National Cemetery, visiting the graves of 6 paratroopers and connecting with their families at every stop. Those 6 paratroopers served under Calenda and were killed in action in Afghanistan in 2007.
They fought in places where I asked them to fight. They were killed doing operations where I asked them to participate in. The pain never goes away. It changes, but it never goes away.
He is also biking for a larger purpose, to draw attention to and to raise money for veterans struggling with suicidal thoughts. An average of 22 U.S. veterans die by suicide every day. It is an issue in our schools that is seldom talked about, the controversial use of 2 ways to handle student behavior. After the break, a look into how it's being used in the classroom and what some people are doing to change it. Plus, get ready for a blast of fall-like temperatures. Gary has your complete forecast when we return.
Ashley is Wisconsin's largest mattress retailer, and their fall scratch-off promotion is happening now. Come in now for a scratch card worth up to $5,000, plus $400 off any size Purple Plus mattress. Like this Purple Plus Queen, only $14.99. Don't miss these mattress savings. Ashley.
It changes your entire world. I know because I was a victim myself. So to think there are people like Senator Ron Johnson in Washington who'd make it harder. Ron Johnson supported the Supreme Court's decision outlawing abortion in Wisconsin, even for victims of rape and incest, allowing doctors and nurses to be prosecuted. When I think about other victims and what they're going to have to go through because of Ron Johnson, he doesn't share our values. S&P is responsible for the content of this ad.
Choosing a treatment for your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can be overwhelming. So ask your doctor about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine treatment. So far, more than 5 million Botox treatments have been given to over 850,000 chronic migraine patients.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Ashley's fall scratch-off promotion is happening now. Come in now for your scratch card that could be worth up to $5,000. Plus, get 78% off clearance items. Plus, 60-month special financing. Plus, doorbuster deals. Plus, fast delivery. Don't miss these savings. Ashley. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
With all of the challenges facing our schools, one issue has gone under the radar: seclusion and restraint. They are supposed to only be used as a last resort. In a special News 3 Now investigation, our Chris Stanford learned it happens all the time.
Every child has the right to feel safe and included at school.
It's a controversial way for school staff to react to student behavior.
Restraints are any holds in which a student's ability to move is limited. Seclusion is more than just a timeout. Students are left isolated and confined for excessive periods of time.
Nora has experienced seclusion and restraint for years.
Now, how many tomatoes do you have?
She has Down syndrome and autism.
Hi.
My name's Noah.
When I met the 16-year-old, she was sweet, kind, and respectful. Notes from her former school paint a different picture.
Nora lashed out at me again.
Spit, kicked, attempted to bite several times.
Before I realized what was happening, Nora hit me in the face.
Threw a large brick at one of the staff members.
Staff frequently restrain Nora. Surveillance video shows them picking her up off the floor, sometimes dragging her where they wanted her to go. It's hard for a parent to watch.
They said Nora's arms could be moved when they were transporting her. Watch the videos. She can't. Sometimes it's a very nice walk with certain teachers. Other teachers physically transport her and carry her by her arms. So it's hard.
Joshua Rabel believes staff went too far.
That's not about safety. That's about my ego. I'm in charge. You're not listening to me. Flowers, wow, beautiful.
Nora's example may be extreme, but she's certainly not alone. A new report shows 9,000 documented cases of seclusion or restraint in Wisconsin schools last year. 4 out of 5 involve students with disabilities, predominantly in elementary schools. School boards are legally required to report the numbers to the state. The Department of Public Instruction compiled and analyzed the data.
Each of these data points is the lived experience of a student and of the staff surrounding that student.
How accurate do you believe this data is?
So I would say on the whole, this data is that most accurate snapshot that DPI can produce at this time. We have to give schools the benefit of the doubt that what they are telling us is in fact accurate.
A 2019 law makes it clear that seclusion and restraint may only be used when a student's behavior presents a clear, present, and imminent risk to the physical safety of the student or others and is the least restrictive intervention feasible.
A last resort, very much a last resort.
Disability rights advocate Joanne Yelke works with families impacted by seclusion and restraint.
The ideal approach involves not letting it get to that point in the first place.
She'd like to see seclusion outlawed, but agrees that there are situations restraint may be needed.
Having sufficient staff, having consistent staff, having smaller classes, having mental health supports available in the schools. This is the big picture here.
Is the system failing these students?
Yes, there's not just one systemic failure, but many of them along the way.
Everyone we talk with agrees something needs to change. Any solution would be complex and would require everyone on board, including teachers. Michael Jones, the president of the Madison Teachers Union, says staff is already underpaid, overloaded, and may not be able to handle another top-down initiative.
Educational support professionals are some of the lowest paid employees in our school district. You could get paid more working at other school districts or even at like Target or Walmart or Culver's or Quick Trip.
Jones believes the best shot at change would come from a grassroots movement.
You would get not only a lot more buy-in, but a lot more success.
The bottom line, school staff throughout Wisconsin continue to use seclusion and restraint techniques, which many consider outdated. It's a tough problem to solve since staff is stretched thin, budgets are tight, and it's one of many education issues. Nora has changed schools and is now working with professionals to put the trauma behind her.
What are the long-term effects? Was your question? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to Nora in the future because I don't know how things are going to play out.
Rabel would like to see the Keeping All Students Safer Act passed in Washington. It would prohibit seclusion and aim to prevent and reduce restraint in schools. It's been stuck in a Senate committee since last summer. On our website, you can look up your school to see how many seclusion and restraint incidents were reported to the state. Just go to channel3000.com. Now over to Gary for a check on the weather.
Well, the weather is pretty nice today. It's fall officially arrives at 8:04 tonight. Tomorrow, we've got our high school football games. Final drive forecast, our featured game, Madison Memorial at Verona. And skies will be mostly cloudy. There could be a few showers, but at this point, I think the best chances of rain will probably be after the game, probably toward midnight right now. So 3 things you need to know in the forecast. It'll be cool for tonight with mainly clear skies with a few clouds starting to arrive by tomorrow morning. Temperatures will drop in the lower 40s 40s here in Madison, but there could be some frost possible in areas north of the Dells where temperatures may briefly drop into the upper 30s. We'll look for shower chances from Friday afternoon through Friday night and a slight chance of a shower on Saturday into Sunday. But dry weather arrives from Monday of next week and lasts all the way through next weekend. Temperatures will start out cool, but then warm up after that. Frost advisories in effect for Juneau and Adams counties tonight. Freeze warnings already in effect for parts of northern Wisconsin, up around Rhinelander and into the central portion of upper Michigan. Meantime, the tropics remain very active. Powerful Hurricane Fiona will bypass Bermuda and then head up into the Canadian Maritimes. Tropical storm Newton off the Mexican coast. This area of disturbed weather will probably become a tropical system in the next couple of days and could eventually turn into a hurricane that would move into the Gulf of Mexico the mid to latter part of next week. And a couple other waves off of the African coast could develop very quickly, as well as Tropical Storm Gaston in the central Atlantic Ocean. Around our part of the country, things aren't heating up, they're cooling down. These are low temperatures last night into the 30s through much of North Dakota, northern Minnesota, and even parts of northern Wisconsin. Weather track shows the jet stream sagging to the south, so that's allowing cooler Canadian air to start working its way in. And temperatures right now, lower 60s here, already in the 50s up in northern Wisconsin. And with those dew point temperatures very low, they're continuing to allow temperatures to fall off. Compared to 24 hours ago, our temperatures are down a little bit, but we'll see cooler overnight low temperatures tonight as skies gradually clear out. So look for frost advisory, Juneau and Adams County, 1 a.m. till 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Planning your night, look for a low of 43 Pine Bluff, 42 in Madison with mainly clear skies. Up to the north, could be even colder, 39 in Wautoma, 38 degrees in Camp Douglas. For tomorrow, look for skies to turn cloudy. It'll be cool with some afternoon shower chances, high 61. As we look at future track, this begins at noon tomorrow. You can see mainly dry conditions during the afternoon. Could be a few light showers late tomorrow afternoon. Much of tomorrow evening probably dry, which would be good for the high school football games. But watch what happens as we head into the latter part of tomorrow evening and into about midnight tomorrow night. That's when the best chances for rain move on through. Those showers will move out by early on Saturday morning. The clouds will linger, and that will keep temperatures down during the day on Saturday, mainly in the 50s during the day, although by late afternoon, you start to see some clearing out to the west. Probably we'll see at least a few breaks in the clouds, allowing temperatures to get into the middle 60s. Rainfall amounts, for the most part, around 1/10 of an inch. Few areas could be close to 1/4 of an inch. Some areas even less than 1/10 of an inch in those light showers. 7 to 10 day forecast. Sunday, windy, high 65, chance of showers, but dry weather begins Monday and lasts all the way through next weekend. Temperatures cool for next week, at least the first part of the week, down to 39 by early on Wednesday morning, but high temperatures by next weekend will be up around 70 degrees.
And coming up in sports, Big Ten play begins tomorrow for Badger volleyball, while Wisconsin says the strength of their non-conference schedule has them ready to compete for another conference title. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
Your local Medicare plans have all of the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better because you're working with local agents who know the doctors, specialists, and the hospital networks inside and out. You're not going to get that talking to a national call center wanting to check your zip code.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
At a company, the culture comes from the top. Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times over sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. Women who worked for Michaels' company said they were groped, assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Higher-ups at Michaels dismissed the women as liars and even fired those who spoke out. Is that what we need for Wisconsin? Tim Michaels, too radical, too divisive.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Fry
Construction wants to thank you for once again voting us Best of Madison 3 years running with 27% off gutters or insulation. Your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best of Madison 3 years in a row. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Save 27% off gutters or insulation with any full roof replacement project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Keep bragging about your buck after the hunt with wild game processing from Johnson's Sausage Shop in Ryle, Wisconsin. Friends enjoy a hunting story more over a jalapeno cheddar stick. Johnson's Sausage Shop accepts wild game 7 days a week. First bucks in are the first brats out.
It's a basic childcare need that 1 in 3 families struggle to afford.
Tomorrow, Josh Breider shares a fun way you can help stock diaper bank shelves in the 608.
And I'm tracking a chance to raindrops into your weekend tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Tomorrow night is a big night for the Badger volleyball team. Not only it's Steve Lowe night at the field house, but Wisconsin welcomes in Northwestern for their conference opener. And one thing we know about the Big Ten, every night is going to be a dogfight. 6 teams are currently ranked in the top 25, with 3 others receiving votes, which is exactly why EW loaded up their non-conference slate, so they're ready for Big Ten play.
Big Ten is, good team after good team, night after night, and you just have to be resilient and prepared for all that. And I think it just got us really excited for just a taste of what we get to see in the Big Ten every single day.
Every single night is a battle, and it's just so much competition, and just really, really prepares you for the tournament. And that's obviously always a big focus for us too. So I'm really excited to get into Big Ten play.
2 words have sparked Oregon volleyball to have their best start to a season since Jen Grolke took over the program. Rise up. It's a phrase echoed during practice and in games, and it's a mindset Grolke hopes her Panthers use off the court. There's a different kind of vibe around Oregon volleyball this season.
There we go, there we go! We know that we can really go far this year, and that our program can go far this year. Here we go, right away.
That confidence is set up by a mindset.
In years past, we might get stuck in a little bit of a rut and let that get to us mentally. And this year, it's like, all right, cool, next point.
That has them always thinking about the next bump, set, spike.
Here we go. All right, shake them up. It's helped me move on from my mistakes and shake off the last point.
And all Jen Grolke had to do
there we go,
was remind her team to rise up.
We can rise up to anything that we want to do, no matter how hard it is, no matter who's playing against us. Getting up from whatever life throws at you, losing a point, not having a great day of school, whatever it is, move past it. Find a way to rise up and be better from that experience. There we go, Brookie!
So the next time the Panthers face any kind of adversity,
take on the challenge at hand and rise above your standard and keep yourself at a high level.
They'll be ready.
Just a mindset of how do we make everything around us better, and how do we hold ourselves and everybody else to a better standard.
To rise up. Gary, are we going to have to rise up if there's a bad forecast?
The temperatures are
Bundle
going
up, maybe.
Yeah, the temperatures are going down. In fact, let's start out by taking a look at the live view from the WISC Skycam. Clear skies, looks nice out there. Actually feels pretty comfortable, but that will allow temperatures to cool off. Frost advisories in effect for Juneau and Adams counties tonight from 1 a.m. till 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
It is fall. Thanks, guys. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you back here tonight at 10.